are going to be even more ridiculous.
If you know anything about Street Fighter, you do not doubt the GOAT.
My man is always hitting go. You thought I was playing? Oh, you're hella dead. Help me out, Nadeshko.
Look how much it means to him.
Wow!
And Veggey, back after the ultimate improvement.
I'll show you.
Light it up. Power to the earth. See what I'm really made of. The honor was mine. I'll settle this.
Let's begin.
Not over here! That's not over! Are you serious? My man is reading right now! My man is reading while I'm Skip to my rules at the end of you know!
Hello everyone and good evening once again from the UK and welcome to another episode of Sets here on a Monday night at Capcom Fighters, where we're going to be pitting another two extremely strong and interesting players into the ring from first to 10. But as usual, you guys know the drill by now. We're going to have a little chat with them before the first to 10, and then I want to hear how salty one of the guys is after the first to 10 regarding everything Street Fighter, their tactics, their strategies, so on and so forth. Once again, I'll be one of your hosts for tonight, Jammerz, and alongside me, he's back, he's ready to say something, and he's pumped. So Veggey, you know what you have to do.
Let's go. Yeah. But today, Jammerz, you know, I'm going to start with the announcement that I'm your Check the Fridge favorite Brit Veggey. But I hear today there is a challenger for the title of favorite Brit, and his name is Chris T. So we'll have to see if he maybe takes my title as favorite Brit, because I know he also feels like he is the favorite Brit. But as I usually say, I am that title earned. I own it right now. We'll see. Thank you. I'm Veggey, favorite Brit. Let's go.
I mean, maybe you got it by the best by default. I don't want to be that kind of guy. But the fight card for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is, again, as you can see on your screens, we've got a juicy one for you. Very interesting matchup. Chris Tatarian, shouts to him. He's actually been helping us a lot regarding the set show behind the scenes. And his opponent, personally recommended by Chris T, is none other than Luigi. I've heard a lot about this kid. He's 19 years old, and I heard he's got one hell of a guy, so I can't wait to talk to this guy. And obviously there's going to be some mental challenge on the line as well regarding who's the best Brit out of Veggey in Norway and Chris T that's from the West Coast. People that have no recognition, or they don't even know how British people live their lives when there's a Brit in the show with them and they don't even ask. They're just weird in their own right. But, I mean, how you feel about this one? Are we going to see Ken versus Guile? Maybe Chris T's got another character in his belt? What do you think? Talk to me.
I think we're going to see Ken versus Guile. I've seen Chris T play Kuma in tournament before, but I know that he's a Ken main at heart. He loves Ken. He played Ken when he was like 16, and I watched him from Norway to England, sorry, not England, sorry, to the United States of America at EVO, top 32. It's the Ken main. So I think we're going to see Ken and Guile. And remember before, that match used to be talked about as like super impossible for Ken, but things have developed. V-triggers have been given, booms have been nerfed, buttons have been nerfed, DPs have been buffed, so we don't know anymore. So I'm very excited.
Say. I've seen that DP hit once and then it just whiffs to the high heavens, and I thank the gods that it whiffs, but I don't think the Ken player will agree with me when it happens.
And it gets crushed.
So as Veggey said, Ken did receive some very interesting buffs mid-season. We're going to ask Chris T about that when he comes onto the chat with Luigi later, but it's going to be very interesting stuff regardless, and I can't wait. But also, we got to let you guys know up-and-coming episodes of sets coming, because we got a very good lineup for the next couple of weeks. Richard, please roll that graphic, because after today, you thought today was good. Next week, we're going to have one of the guys that qualified for Capcom Cup, Nephew, coming in.
2 years in a row.
The best Colleen in the world, in the community right now, coming on, stepping with us, having a little chat. and then he's going to be going up against Filipino Man. I don't know if he's going to stick with that Rose, but I know he's a Rose aficionado, just like Chris T is with Ken at heart. He is a Rose aficionado at heart. If he wants to suffer a little bit more, come and bring on that Rose to the show. I don't mind, because I want to see a little bit of Rose action. But then, Richard, roll the next graphic, please, because we got a big one happening 2 weeks from now. We stepped into the African region, ladies and gentlemen. These guys have asked. We've heard your calls. It did take a little while to set this up, so we got to thank you guys very much for your patience. But on the 21st of June, Monday, we're going to have KX Genocide going up against Aryadun. These are some of the best players from the North African region, and I cannot wait to see how they fare. These guys play all the time, but we want to hear what they feel about the game, their voice, they get to voice their concerns, and then we get to see some GGs about them. So make sure you tune in on Monday, the 21st of June, please, because I want everybody to tune in and lock into this one, because it's going to be great. Yeah. And Richard, roll the one after that, because we interrupt this broadcast with a special news bulletin, because a CPT happened somewhere in the central southeast. No, sorry, the Middle East. That's what they call it. They call it the Middle East. And we're going to congratulate this guy later, because Angry Bird has said, you know what? We had a grand final in the central southwest and east the other day, and I want to bring this guy on the show to run it back with him in the first to 10. So we're going to have to do that, and we're going to have a run back here of the CPT. Angry Bird going up against Big Bird. We're going to have the big fluffy yellow bird flapping his wings going up against the big angry red bird doing his stuff. Angry Bird, Big Bird, make sure you lock in at the end of the month on the Monday here. I mean, Veggey, talk to me about those lineups, man. How you feel about those lineups?
Bro, those lineups are too good, and I feel like they're kind of similar regionally. You know, it's North Africa, it's Algeria, it's like kind of like an Arab player community as well, and then you have the Arabs from the Middle East, so we have like double Arab action coming up. It's really cool, because these scenes that people don't know about, they are actually really strong players. Like, some of these guys have been high ranked online for forever, but where are the tournaments for them? So they don't really have many tournaments to play at that we know of.
Yeah.
Now you get to see them long sets, so they can really show their skill. So I'm excited for that, and I'm always excited to watch the bird play. But I'd like to ask you, which is your favorite bird? The Angry Bird, and I mean like the real Angry Bird, or the big bird, like the yellow Big Bird, or the red Angry Bird? The real birds, not the birds.
No,
yeah.
it is the yellow Big Bird.
Okay, because mine is the Angry Bird, the red. It's so cute.
Well, good. We have to disagree on something in life. That's going to be fantastic. But obviously, moving on from that, because we did see Angry Bird's graphic earlier there, but now we got to give the traditional formal congratulations to Angry Bird for rinsing people with the Seth. He stuck with the tried and true character, his favorite, and that grand final he had with Big Bird was nothing shy of amazing. I actually think that tops my personal favorite grand final so far, Tokido and Margot. I actually think Angry Bird versus Big Bird final that happened on this Sunday. If you haven't seen that, go on the archives or check out the YouTube channel, and you can see that grand final there, because it was brilliant. We saw Ken, we saw Rashid, we saw Seth. Every time I see Angry Bird play Seth, he shows me something new regarding that character. It's absolutely fantastic. And as you can see, there is his run from the winner's side. He didn't drop a set until the grand final, actually, which is really interesting stuff. And obviously, these guys go back and forth all the time, but it's great to see it under tournament condition. And I know Big Bird is slowly but surely, he's bringing that Ken, he's bringing that Kage up to scratch. So when people see him lose with those characters, say, why didn't you pick Rashid? He's thinking long term. And that's what you got to do as a tournament player. And like, if you think about your career long term as well, it's a very good investment he has in those characters. And I can't wait to see his Ken go back in action there. And obviously, if you want to keep up to date, if you haven't been on the website for some odd reason, these are the players that are qualifying for the Capcom Cup right now outside of IDOM. There's going to be Margot, Gamma as well. Shouts to Gamma. Nephew, he will be on the show with us soon. NL, the third Cammy on this list. I mean, we're probably going to get some more. Then obviously we got Nero the Boxer. I loved his performance in his respective region. That was fantastic. So shouts to Nero the Boxer once again for winning and qualifying for the CPT. Then we got our favorite Ronaldinho wins with Nash a week after the Sobat kick got changed.
Too good.
That was so brilliant.
And that was too good.
Hey, listen, and he beat Rashid in Jean Leche as well. That's fantastic. And obviously your latest qualification is Angry Bird as well. But do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, there is another CPT happening this weekend, and it's going to be transitioning over to Western Europe. So we're going to see some European action happen in the CPT. Had to wait a little bit because it started in April, but I'm cool with that, because this weekend we'll be having Western Europe. I think this is their one and only chance So
it definitely is, Jammerz.
and there's some killers there. There's Takamura, there's
Momi,
Momi.
Takamura, Reinhardt, Fasa. There are more. If I forget, and I apologize. Illusion is a great Blanca player also from Germany, and you have Jimmy is there. There are, and then you have those kind of not that known players for people outside of Europe, but like Aydukin, Jamal. There's Loop Dog. There's a lot of players that can upset in that tournament. So it's going to be a great watch. I
Listen,
think.
let me
this is going to be sick.
you.
I'm enjoying that tournament already.
Let me tell you something about Blanca players. Have you noticed Blanca players actually don't enter weeklies or monthlies? They only enter when a big tournament's on the line. Intel World Open, all the Blanca players came out. CPT, all the Blanca players come out. Remember that one year that Danka Diaz brought out the Blanca? Obviously, unfortunately, he lost in the last chance qualifier. But all the I know. Listen, I figured out you Blanca players, right? I figured you out.
Tell them.
You don't enter any tournaments until it says Intel World Open, potential Olympic Street Fighter player tout on the line. It's like, oh, that gimmick's gonna work today. Nah, listen. I'm gonna tell you, I've caught you. I figured you all out. I'm not a Blanca player, but I figured you all out. But make sure you check out the CPT that's happening this weekend. And who knows? You might be in for a little surprise as he's going to be on commentary that one this weekend. So I can't wait to see how that's going to happen. But it's very, very interesting stuff there. I mean, Street Fighter 5 action all around each and every day. And again, even the qualifiers for Intel World Open are still happening as we speak. So make sure if you haven't signed up for those, make sure you get those respective regions. But Veggey, there's something.
I got a little.
Yeah, there's something we have to talk about. Or you have to talk about.
I definitely have to talk about this because now the show is growing and we are going to have competitions. And this competition is great. There is an EPOS audio gaming headset. As you can see, the EPOS GTW270, which is a wireless headset for gaming. And you can enter the contest by replying to a tweet made by Capcom Fighters earlier, where we ask you who you think today's winner is going to be. You have to predict the final score and winner before the first 10 starts. And whoever is correct or closest will be the winner of this headset. And if there are multiple entries that are equally close, we will do a random draw between those entries. So let's get to that tweet and start predicting those scores, because you could win one of these insane headsets.
I mean,
for gaming.
If nobody...
No wires! No wires, Jammerz! No wires!
If nobody wants it, I'll be happy to take it off your hands.
Throw it over here. Throw it here.
I do have it. It's right here. And if you do want to have these bad boys in your possession, as Veggey said, to reiterate, head on over to Capcom Fighters Twitter and make sure you put in the prediction for the score as to what tonight's scoreline will be for the set between Chris and Luigi. And who knows, I might be willing to give this up. Matt says we have to give it away, but then he didn't consider me just not wanting to do that. So, make sure you got to sign up. And then this is how it is. Someone's saying take it. Maybe I do deserve it. However...
Wait to me.
I can. What, throw it over there? No. Do you know what? There's something in the way. I think it's a huge pond.
It's an ocean?
5,000 miles and a couple of blanket players. Yeah, do you know, I'll keep that.
Don't listen to him. He's lying. I'm in Britain right now.
I'll keep that over there. Yeah, he might be in the other room. Who knows? But, you know, it's going to be a very interesting time tonight with this set. Obviously, I can't wait to talk to the boys. We do have them in the waiting room. I'm sure Veggey's got a couple of questions he's itching to ask Chris T and Luigi. But it's going to be interesting stuff. But don't forget as well, guys, there is still registrations and qualifications happening for the Intel World Open online tournament. Obviously, the latest qualifiers were Rob TV and Brian F. I totally forgot. Shout out to those guys for qualifying for the US East. I think it's the second one as well. I don't know. Actually, later we're going to do that just to refresh everyone's memory as to who's qualified in every region overall. But you can still sign up to this, because I heard there was a rule that changed, that there was last-minute sign-ups happening. So if you didn't sign up before the 31st of May, do not worry. When your respective qualification, if there's any left, if it does come round, then make sure you head on over to the Intel World Open website and find your respective region and sign up when you can. Again, it's free to enter, and you're going to be you're going to be competing in the the open qualifier to then go into the closed qualifier. However, it's random seeding. That's why I said the word random. I was about to say it's a random open. It is random seeding. That's all I'll say on the matter there.
You can say random seeding, or you could put it another way. Equal footing. We're all equals in the eyes of the Olympics. So random seeding is really just equal footing for everyone. May the best win.
mean, I'm all down for putting all your names in a hat and pulling them out. But that's me. I'm a commentator. Look, I'm a bystander. I just watch this stuff and have some fun. But in some of these events I've seen so far, we've seen some of the most deadliest matches happen in round 1 and round 2, and it's going to be a talking point. I'm pretty sure.
Luckily, it is a double elimination, so that's good. So the 2 best players from a qualifier should be able, or at least 2 of the best, should be able to make it to the end.
Yeah.
Unless something very unfortunate happens, which sometimes does happen.
Listen, unfortunate things happen in competitions. That's just how it goes.
That's how it is.
Sometimes it is for the spectators.
Sometimes you run into a Blanca, like some people do. They're unfortunate. What can you say?
I mean,
I'm so sorry, Illusion and Vilio. I didn't mean to say that. I'm very sorry.
Well, I don't know why he specifically mentioned a couple of names. We're not sniping anyone. There's a lot of Blanca players out there that I can talk
kidding.
about. But I'm just talking about Blanca in general. He just shows up when it's a big tour. Listen, let me just, before we bring the guys to the tour, let me just say this real quick. If I was a Blanca player, I'm not a Blanca player. If I was, I would never enter a tournament either. I'd be like, well, there's 10 grand on the line? Oh, okay, enter now. No one knows my gimmick. No one knows the matchup. No one knows me. There you go. So it's just going to pay off. And if I do make it through pools and then maybe top 16 winner side and then get knocked out by 2 of the strongest players, I don't care. You're never going to see me until the next Blue Moon. That's just how it goes with Blanca. Do not worry.
And do you know who is signed up for EU West? One of the best Blancas in Europe. Illusion, who does not really enter tournament, but now that it's a CPT qualificational line, who knows? V32 activate. There is a mix-up. You gotta block right.
Somebody has asked they demand more hate towards Honda. Don't worry.
We love Honda.
We will get to that character very, very soon. Don't worry. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for sticking with us. But I got to invite our guests into the room, and we got to have a chat with these people because I love them. I want you guys to love them as well. And I want to hear their insight in Street Fighter and how those guys are doing in life in general. So, let me find out. Yo! We got one. Chris T's there. Luigi, talk to me. Luigi, you there?
Hello. Hi.
There you go. All right. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking time out of your days to come on this show and talk to us, Chris T and Luigi. Obviously, Chris T is well known. He's been known ever since the SF4 era. I was watching him a long time ago back then, before he was 20, believe it or not.
When he was 16. When he was 16, Jammerz.
That is crazy. Obviously, how far we have come. And then obviously, a new guy on the town. But I don't know how new he is, and I want to find out. But obviously, Luigi as well. Thank you very much for stopping by and come to play some games with us, because I do want to hear your opinions on Guile. But you know what? Let me kick off with Veggey talking to Chris T, because I know you got something ready for Chris T already, right?
Yeah. Chris T, you've been kind of like, you were very active until, I feel, 2017, 18. And then you've been kind of like in and out. And I just want to know, what is your current focus? Where have you put your focus? And how do you keep your level so high and tight, even though it seems to me that you're focusing on other things?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. First of all, I'm happy to be here, and it's good to talk to you guys. It's been a long time since we've seen each other in tournaments. But I think that after the 2018 season, you know, I put a lot of my life into Street Fighter. I started wanting to think about what else could I do in my life other than being a Street Fighter player. If I'm really good to be a Street Fighter player, could I do other things in my life and be good at it as well? Could I start pursuing different passions and finding success in those as well? So I've accomplished quite a bit in Street Fighter already, and I'm proud of the results that I've had. And I felt like after the 2018 season, starting 2019, I wanted to delve more into music, making music, rapping, writing, playing piano, things like that. I wanted to become a lot more musically inclined, and that's been my focus, my pretty much like top priority in terms of hobby-wise. But also it was an opportunity for me to further myself in my career and see if there's anything that I could do with furthering school or just getting a real job and not just relying on Street Fighter to make money, because I've always had the belief that if you have money and if you have a stable job, a stable income, it makes your Street Fighter play better, because you're not relying on the Street Fighter results in order to like, oh, am I going to get paid this month? Am I going to, what if I don't win this tournament? So I think just as a man, like I wanted to have more stability in my life. And now was the time for me to do that, but also for me to pursue other passions in life and hope to be great in those as well.
Interesting. No, honestly, that was a very deep and insightful answer there. Again, look, sometimes if your financial stability or financial income is better outside of Street Fighter, listen, if you got more chips on the table to gamble, you'll see why Itabashi's having so much fun when he's playing this game. But that's just generally how it goes.
But then how are you, because when you come back, you always show up. Like in the Intel thing, I think you got third, or at least very close. Like whenever you come, you show up and you show up good. So what is your secret and then keeping your skill? Is there something we need to know?
You know, I say this as humbly as I can. I think when any human being reaches a certain level in anything, that it becomes a lot more mental than the physical aspect of it. You know, it's kind of like riding a bike. You never forget how to ride a bike, right? But for Street Fighter, you know, I put over 10 years of my life into this. I understand how to play Street Fighter, and it doesn't take much for me to get my hands back on the sticks and just hit my combos. And, you know, thankfully in Street Fighter 5, combos aren't really too difficult to hit. So it's not the combos that's the issue. It's more so of running those matches and just seeing the mental side of it over and over again. As long as you're mental, if you're a strong player mentally and fundamentally, then I think you could always come back. That's the beauty of Street Fighter and fighting games in general, is that you don't have to be grinding every single day, and you could be 40, 45 years old like Sako and Daigo and all these older players, and they could still play the game at a very high level. And that's because once you have that experience, once you're a master at something, it you know, it just comes like nature to you. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like that.
So do you kind of feel that in a sense there's like this level you reach, and then after that it's just about overcoming some kind of a mental aspect?
Well, I mean, look, I mean, like, what form is temporary, class is permanent. I think Chris T's he's a perfect example of that.
So there is kind of like a gap, you feel, like a gap for the like physical skill, and then it's just about thinking. Is that what you're trying? Like, is that what I'm hearing?
Absolutely, 100%. Because there's a certain level that you could reach if you're like, your hands will do the combos, right? Your hands are always going to do the combos, but it's about the mental side. Like, can you not choke when the pressure is on the line? Can you actually hit the combo? Can you actually hit the hit confirm when the moment is there, when the light is on you? So a lot of the training that I was doing towards the later part of when I was competing, like 2017, 2018, it was a lot more mental. So I was studying a lot of interviews from great champions, whether that was in listening to Mike Tyson interviews, Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, not just boxers in general, but any champion, Michael Phelps, Tom Brady, you know, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, listening to how their mind works, listening to how they perform under pressure and how they understood pressure. I think that's what separates the greatest players from the average players or the above average players. It's all mental at the end of the day. It's literally just mental. And if you study the mental aspect of the game, then you will go a lot further in the game than if you just, I got my combos down, but like, why do I keep losing, you know?
That's it. Hey, listen, I'm telling you, hey, Chris T's gonna write a book soon. And you're not going to buy it, and he's going to give it to me for free. That's what he's going to do.
I get guest words, right? I get guest words in the book.
All you're going to do in the book is just say, I'm the best Brit. You're actually not even going to say anything. You're going to say, look, here's a little excerpt from flipping Veggey. Yeah, okay, I'm the best Brit. That's really
but I do. No, but I think Chris T has issues with me calling myself the favorite Brit. I think he takes issues with that.
You're not British, mate. I'm the only
I mean,
Brit
look,
here.
do you know what? Here's what we could do. How about Luigi join me on commentary and you two have the first to 10? How about that? You want to do that?
Let's go. Let's go. I'm logging in right now.
You know what? Speaking of Luigi, because I want to pick Luigi's brains. Luigi, now, you haven't been known, or you're not as well known as Chris, but you're pretty damn good at Street Fighter 5. I think I've been watching you for about 2 years now. I think it is. Very strong guile. I think I almost had you confused with your brother who plays... Does your brother play Karen? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I think I had both of you confused at one point. But when I found out you were the one playing Guile, I was like, yo, this guy's pretty solid. Now, is Street Fighter 5 your first fighting game, or have you got a little bit of a history of fighting games?
No, it's not my first fighting game. My first fighting game was... it's actually hard to say because I played fighting games for a while as a kid.
Okay.
But when I started to actually compete, it was... actually Melee. It was
Oh.
Super Smash Melee, yeah.
Okay.
And then I picked up Smash 4 later on. But between that, I was also playing Street Fighter 4.
Okay.
Oh.
I played Evil Ryu in Street Fighter 4.
Interesting.
And
so,
then-
oh, go on.
And then later on, Street Fighter 5 came out. I started grinding Street Fighter 5 and I just picked it up seriously.
Interesting, because I was
Full-time
literally,
Street
I was
Fighter.
literally about to ask. I was like, why did you stick with Street Fighter of all the games that you've stuck around with? Is it because is that where you made the most friends? Is that where the competition was at its best, or is it just like, you know what? I like the system. I like the aesthetics. I can vibe with this game. Why did Luigi stick with Street Fighter 5?
There's a few reasons for that.
Go for it, please.
One, Street Fighter 5 actually had a better netcode than Smash. It's funny because Street Fighter 5
damn,
Smash had a pretty
be
bad
laughing.
netcode.
Sorry.
Smash 4 had a really bad netcode, and Melee I couldn't play online. I only played with Mario, right? So the only way I could play with a lot of players was Street Fighter 5. So I played Street Fighter 5 for that reason, and also, you know, I always loved shooting fireballs. Shooting fireballs and just playing Ryu, because Ryu was my first character in Street Fighter 5.
Okay.
I had a lot of fun that way, so I picked up Street Fighter 5.
Interesting.
That's why.
Oh no! Do you know what? I love that. Even I don't care if the reason is like deep or it's simple. I just love that kind of stuff. And obviously, Chris was talking about that he's competed for a while. Obviously, he's back and forth right now, but he can still enjoy the game and still have that technical ability to compete at a high level. Luigi, have you ever considered, obviously, the nature of fighting games now and how esports has been developing over the years? Has Luigi ever considered if he wanted to go full-time player to be like, you know, sponsored player, or is this just something as a passing by hobby sort of thing?
No, actually, I want to be a full-time player.
Okay.
But I train very seriously, but the only part I'm not too sure about is, you know, all the Twitter stuff and like all the social media stuff. I'm not really into. I just want to get as best as I can.
Okay, no, do you know what? No, that's completely fine, because I think for the longest time, and you've probably been experiencing this now, Chris can probably vouch for this as well, it's your main focus has been the game, and you focus on it. Obviously, you talk to like-minded players and you enjoy it, and then all of a sudden, smack bang wallop, marketing, building your awareness, you know, really growing that presence. It can be difficult because it's something that you weren't taught. It's just like, well, Street Fighter's not here, my pad's not there, I can't do it. So I can totally understand that. And again, more people like Justin Wong has spoken about it. It's like people just need to build their brand. And I think right now, because you're still focused on playing the game, because you are very young, you're 19, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so
I'm 19.
that's still extremely young. It's like you're still finding your way, and it's like right now you're still enjoying the game. I think at one point during your life, whether it be in 2021 or 2025, you'll probably find out is that, you know what, I want to build my brand. And maybe you could ask someone like Punk or even Nephew. There's guys around your age, just a little bit older, or maybe just slightly around your age. They can tell you how to go about doing it, because I think you are a very strong player. You might be, what, arguably best guy around in your area or the West Coast in general, but I think it's very interesting. When you build up your social media, more people start talking about you. Then again, I think the fans will do the work for you. You just have to make sure you stay active, right? So,
and it is funny for people who are following the scene to have these kind of like these avatars or these people, not just players, not just the players in the matches, but like the people they're watching. So I understand like your concern, but I think maybe in the future, as Jammerz says, that's something to think about. Just getting there and do it casually. Maybe something you enjoy after a while. I mean, it's hard to say, I guess. So
That's
Yeah, I
true.
think
Maybe
as
in the
a-
future. Maybe in the future.
Yeah, I think as a player, one of the things that you have to learn to develop is your social skills and be able to be on camera and to be able to connect to people and talk to them. And I think that just comes with having the platform and the presence. So one of the best things that you could actually do to build your brand is to actually be godlike. If you win more tournaments and you're consistent, you're going to have people following your social media. That's literally one of the only ways that you could develop your social media presence. And then once you get a little bit of a following, then you could understand how like the Twitter and Instagram game work. And myself, I'm not really as active as other players in terms of social media because I don't really like social media like that. But it is what it is that you have to do what you have to do in order to develop your brand, and that's the name of the game. We're headed towards that age.
I feel certain people should have to pay to have a Twitter account, but that's a podcast in itself. I won't talk about that now. That's a podcast in itself. But let's get into a little nitty gritty about some Street Fighter stuff. Obviously, going back to Chris T for the remaining time we have. Ken got some interesting changes in this mid-patch we had for Season 5. What's Chris T's opinion of that overall? Can Ken win a tournament by himself now? Is he still lacking a lot?
I think that Ken is still lacking quite a bit, but he can win a tournament. I think the character is a lot more fun now. I think this is the best that he's been since, I think, Season 1. I think he's really, really strong. However, I doubt that he could be consistent in CPT. I mean, he still has a lot of bad matchups that you're going to run into. And,
What are some of those? Just
for
reference?
example, like Poison, Guile, still a bad matchup. Yeah, Poison's a problem. Poison, Guile, I'm trying to think off the top of my head right now. I can't even think. Dawson, yeah, we were talking about that a little earlier. Dawson is like up in the air. He's definitely a little difficult, but Ken has some tricks to beat Dawson. But I think that Ken is in a good position right now where he's very fun, and Ken players can play the character again and just develop new strategies. I think that this new update kind of opened up some doors for Ken players to develop a new strategy for a lot of the matchups that we do have. Most of the bad matchups we do play it the same exact way, unfortunately, but for a lot of the other matchups, Ken's playstyle must be you have to take a look at it again and develop a new playstyle, because his best buff, in my opinion, was the crouch strong buff. That crouch strong into DP is very, very strong, and it allows Ken to kind of just stick to your opponent a little bit more and to be more of a annoying presence in the match. So I do like the Ken buffs. However, I think I can speak for all Ken players when I say this. We were expecting more drastic changes to the character. For example, one of the things that we would have really liked to see was either a +2 EX Fireball so that Ken can apply pressure, or a 4-frame back strong, because currently his EX Fireball is +1, and it loses to 3 frames. So that would have been a huge change that could have helped us continue to apply pressure. And another thing that we would have liked to have seen was a change to jump EX Tatsu, because currently that move is not very strong. It's been pretty bad for a long time now, and I feel like it could help Ken a lot and make him more of a threat. Also, roundhouse changes would have been nice too. If they made it from 14 frames back down to 12 frames, it would have been nice, because that move has a lot of recovery frames, and you know, we like it when Shotos and classic Street Fighter characters are top tier. Me personally, I like watching Street Fighter when classic Street Fighter characters are top tier, rather than like crazy command grab, crazy G type characters that are just new and destroying the field. You know, like I personally like watching top tier Chun, Ryu, Ken, Guile, Dawson. Like I like watching classic Street Fighter characters be top tier.
Okay, listen, that was
except for Zangief. We don't like Zangief.
Well, listen.
We hate Zangief.
Listen, he might be done. I don't know, but some tier lists say he's still up there causing some problems. I want to know who's causing those problems, but apparently he's still up there.
I don't know how Zangief is even that top on the list right now. Like that nerf was huge to the character, so I think that
beats me. I don't know. We need to talk to some people and find out. But speaking about characters, Luigi, because obviously we don't hear your opinion, we just watch your gameplay. For the remainder of the time we have, because I think we've got a little bit of time left, what do you think of Guile now? Because obviously he got a couple of changes. Do you still think he's super strong, or is there something he's lacking? What does Luigi think of Guile?
I think he's still top tier. He's kind of the same like last season. With V-Shift, he beats other matchups harder than he used to. So certain characters got nerfed too, and his nerfs weren't that big really. So he's around the same. Some matchups got harder, like soccer is a lot harder now.
Is it?
Because she could punish. Yeah, she could punish for Guile's so bad, like every single time. So you can't use that move anymore. Unblocked.
Okay.
But most matchups are pretty much the same, to be honest. I don't really feel like Guile's that different.
Okay.
What do we think about Chris's point that Guile is a bad matchup for Ken? Do you agree with him, or do you disagree with him on that?
I agree with him. Guile will always beat Ken. Guile will always beat Ken.
Yo, when I was with Daigo on Beast, tell me why he was like, oh, this matchup starts at a hard 6-4 and 7-3, and I was like, oh, all right, well, I guess that's that. So he
Let's just
definitely
end it there. So
matchups. Yeah, let's just end it there.
I mean, are we going to be seeing Ken V-Trigger 2 in this set against Luigi, Chris, or are you going to be locked in with V-Trigger 1? Are you going to use V-Trigger 2?
I think I will use V-Trigger 2. I think it helps in the matchup more than V-Trigger 1. So we'll see, though. I mean, if he shuts that V-Trigger down, then I'll probably switch over to 1 and try out some random full-screen Tatsus.
We'll see. Oh, no, do you know what? No, that's fine, because I know you guys have played in the past before, and it's interesting stuff. But obviously, you know, let me ask Luigi, because he did mention it before. Luigi, do you think V-Shift is a good mechanic or not, overall, from what you've experienced seeing it in this version of the game?
It's kind of good, but I actually wish that it didn't have so much lag. I wish it was a stronger defensive option. I feel like against most characters that do throw pressure, you know, the typical throw shimmy pressure, it doesn't really change much. I wish it was like, it had less recovery.
Okay.
So people wouldn't be able to throw and then punish it anyways.
I think it's a good point, Jammerz, because
I think it is as well.
You really need V-Shift. You can't use V-Shift. You like characters like Rashid, you can't use V-Shift.
Yeah,
characters like Tatarian, you can't use characters that really
Bro,
mold.
Rashid doesn't need V-Shift, bro. He's playing Marvel. He doesn't need an extra mechanic.
He's Marvel,
playing
baby.
a different game than all of us. So let Rashid not have that.
Listen, it's always good to hear the opinions on different things, because some people use V-Shift, some people don't. Some people are like, look, it's too slow. It's like, again, Luigi mentioned it, is that some characters are like significantly benefited. Other people, it's just completely useless. So what's the point of the mechanic? So I guess, obviously, there was a chance for them to tweak it a little bit with the mid-season patch, but it hasn't been out long enough. So I think they need a little bit more data to find out whether or not we should really tweak this thing. I think we're going to see a lot of changes regarding V-Shift, the next big balance patch, but we'll see how that one goes. But, gentlemen, we are just about out of time regarding our pre-show chat here. So we are going to take a little esports break, ladies and gents. I know Luigi and Chris know that as well. But during that break, I'm going to invite these players to the lobby. And then when we come back, we are going to get these guys playing that 1st to 10. So after this break, you're going to see Ken versus Guile. So guys, don't go nowhere. We'll be back with you shortly. All right, people, welcome back to the episode of sets featuring Chris T and Luigi. We've had our pre-match talk, but now is for the meat and bones of tonight's episode. It is going to be the first to 10 between these two. The combatants are ready. Veggey, you ready to go?
Did you call it the meat and bones?
I did. You eat the meat,
That's
then you
my
see the
new
bone.
thing.
Oh, for
Yeah,
God's
that's
sake.
my new thing. That's godlike. Let's go. It's the meat and bones coming up, baby.
Sometimes I say something, I do forget. Veggey actually doesn't know the real slang or terms out here. So he learns something new every day. That's great. But let me get to the
I
back
don't
of this
know,
curious
man.
thing, and then
Let's go.
we
Ting
will
tings.
get
Big
this
things.
ready because I want to see this matchup, especially with the new changes regarding Ken's V-Trigger 2.
And the
of
V-shift.
course- Yeah, V-Shift as well.
Will
So,
they do the throw thing, and will they then early tech? I'm always lobbying for people to just, when you notice people are throwing to catch V-shift, just do an early tech. They're not gonna shimmy shim sham. Just early tech, baby.
Let's
until they
see
stop.
how it goes. And ladies and gentlemen, do not forget there is a competition happening right
Yes.
now. You get to win yourself a free pair of headphones. You have to head on over to Capcom Fighters Twitter account and make sure you predict the scoreline as to this set that's going to be happening right now between Chris Tatarian and Luigi. Very strong player. I love some of the answers he's given me, and I can't wait to see his gameplay back up and exemplify how strong of a player he actually is. Don't sleep on this kid. I'm telling you. Chris T personally recommended him, and I'm telling you as well. Do not sleep on this kid. He's got a lot of talent available, and I was very surprised about his fighting game background as well. So hopefully he has a very good fighting game career ahead of him here. Chris T, at this point, he's one of the vets. You know, still playing
And-
Ken, still having fun.
And you know, Jammerz, when someone is 19 and has already been this much in the headlight, or whatever it's called,
Spotlight.
you know, the spotlight. Just as we say, that spotlight's on the screen. Perfect timing.
He left
You
the
know you're
tracksuit on. Does he think this is
Let's
Intel World
go.
Open? Wait.
It is. Yo, that's great. He's keeping himself prepared. What I was gonna say is, if you've seen him a lot already, you're going to see him even more. Let's go. That's a great costume.
Oh,
I think.
look,
Ooh,
wait.
that DP buff already. Let's go.
Didn't he say before that is inconsistent? And the first opportunity he gets to do that, it connects. Damn, he's not helping his case here, Chris.
Yeah. I mean, maybe today he'll have a 100% success rate, so it's going to be dangerous for him. Keeping it on. That's 2 for 2.
But
okay,
no,
let's
do you
go.
know
Nice
what?
back.
Because Luigi did a Sonic Blade right in his face, the hurtbox tonight is pretty big now, so that's a very easy punish on with the heavy Shoryuken there for Christie. So good stuff there.
That was a great crouch fierce, really late, but properties of that move really allow you to anti-air such late. Which also, I think, makes it hard for Christie to use EX tactic. Now, he wasn't stopped, but I do think he can crouch fierce that, but we'll see as the set progresses. Jammerz.
Lovely
Nice punish
interaction,
on
and
the
then
fireball.
he sends an early message with EX
I'm a
flash
DP!
kick. Remember,
I'm gonna DP, Jammerz! That's what he said.
This
Whoa.
man said, I like throwing fireballs.
Wait, is this I'm Still the Daddy, actually?
No.
No.
Why would you think that?
Don't you remember I'm Still the Daddy, all the flashing? Never mind. See, I'm always there, like, next area. Never mind me, Jammerz. Just a dude coming up with bad jokes. Let's get back into this game.
ISDD is very famous for his regular flash
DPs.
kicks being successful. He's doing the X
Oh,
flash kicks
there
here
he goes
in
again!
Luigi, so.
Yeah, let's go. You see it in. Nice.
Gets the bazooka knee on the
Using
tip.
Yeah. Which is now a move you kind of need to really space. Great walk under. As it is definitely a very punishable move. Since the last patch, I believe, Jammerz. Nice back throw and throw loop at this range. That's a shimmy. Nothing from Luigi. Ready to take this throw. We saw that earlier. He's very patient on defense. Ready to take a lot of throws. Knows that when he gets out, that's the strength of Guile.
It's interesting because these characters... Oh, and there it is. V-Trigger 2
He's ready.
And now that he gets that light Tutsi buff, so he gets the heavy DP extension, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah,
He's
that's
done.
definitely dead. There
Yeah.
should be dead.
That's crazy.
So,
this
that
is the
was
thing,
so
right?
good for Christie.
He couldn't do light Tatsu into heavy DP before. I think they're going to change to the light Tatsu. I can't remember if this version or when Season 5 came out. But when he has Shin Ryuken and he has Super, from that amount of health against Guile, he's dead. Like, he's actually dead. That's
Yeah, that
not
was
a bad V-Trigger against Ken.
No,
sorry,
that-
against
that
Guile,
V-
sorry.
Yeah, that V-Trigger seems to be made for these matchups as Guile players were. Oh, again, great DPs. They're all working out. And we saw him check the command dash from Ken with a standing fierce or back fierce, very ready. Is Luigi. Nice whiff punish on the throw. Just back dashes.
The anti-air with the Shoryuken as well? Okay.
This is the V-trigger for Chris T. 1-0. Very, you have to be very ready though, Jammerz, to anti-air with that V-trigger because it's not invulnerable as far as I know. It didn't used to be at least. If that jump is deep, you're getting counter hit. So that was a very nice.
I don't think you can do like the traditional. The later you do the uppercut, the more invincibility frames you got to work with. It's if you see the jump right at the tip of his arc, you got to press the 2 buttons and activate.
Exactly.
And because of the jumping attack, that guy's going to come in with his jump hard kick. That's pretty slow. The Shoryuken should be successful. I'll probably say about 85% of the time. That was a very good first game with a lot of interactions I can learn about this matchup because I was very curious about this matchup for the week coming up to this. Obviously, Gal's back kick nerf. Ken's got some good 4-frame punishes. The V-Trigger 2 is a very strong tool against Gal in general. But as Luigi said, man, he likes throwing those booms, so he's got to be thinking twice about throwing those projectiles in a couple of situations. So.
Yeah, he's been pushed to the corner quite fast, and you have to deal with Ken's sort of like elusiveness, so you can't always be kind of just sitting there. You need to be active, and this is where Ken will. Nice usage of that fireball though to just trap him down in the corner, making him with that EXDP. Nice conversion for Christine.
All right, trapped in the corner here, and he gets a counter hit confirmed off of the back medium punch. He should be able to take this round, not spending any meter. There you go.
Nice. The damage is good. That was very nice. Clean conversion, clean pressure. Starting with the fireballs, I just like the whole sequence, Jammerz. I am now a big fan again. It's been a while, but I'm back on that Chris T train.
Like Chris T said, Ken's never really been bad. He's just been lacking to compete at the higher levels of gameplay regarding Street Fighter 5. And there's an EX Shoryuken from your boy, which is some Oki, but a reversal flash kick from Luigi. He has to
We are trading.
He's got to break the momentum early. He has to break this momentum early.
Ooh. Is that a situation where you cannot combo off of it, or is it just a whiff? Jammerz?
I think you just
interesting, nice knowledge, yeah. And that was very good.
Okay, fast forward there, so I could see the whole combo, but he went straight to the corner and EX.
Oh, and another EXDP. I feel as he is winning the rounds, he's leading, he's noticing Luigi's attempts at coming back, Jammerz. Once he gets the knockdown, he doesn't want to back up because he feels, I need to get life advantage back. And Chris T is definitely writing it down, seeing it, EXDPing with no fear until he starts baiting. I think we'll see this continuous momentum go like that.
I mean, if this was a Inter World Open or first to 2 in tournament, then like Christy would have already won this already.
Christy won?
I think as the set goes on, they might slow down a little bit with their risky EX reversals. But again, statements are being made. These guys have played previously in the past before, so I think you are seeing a lot of player-to-player decisions and trying to break that momentum as early as can be. But Luigi did say this is a good matchup. He did say this is a good matchup.
He did say that, but I personally feel that since all the boom nerfs and the button nerfs, while it might not be good, but it's not as bad as it used to be. It cannot be nice punish. Or was that more preemptive since there was no cancel and you can't really... Oh, look at this movement, Jammerz.
I love the fact that Luigi's attacking. That's what's really interesting.
Ooh, nice jabs. Trying to get that crush for that. Is that the back fierce? But I think Chris has really good reads on his fireball timing. Oh, nice. Trying to wait for that press so that he can crush him.
Interesting. I wonder if Chris is actually walking into that, so he presses the wrong button. I wonder. Oh, and he catches!
Oh, with punish! I love you, man! Let's go!
Back throw? No, he went for the 3 lights.
Went for 3 lights. Beautiful. Takes that round. And but I wanted to mention, Jammerz, when Ken EXDPs, it's not as risky as other characters because he does get Oki on his EX reversal without having to have a slow EX reversal. So he's kind of like in this situation.
Oh, he missed his combo. Oh, that was unfortunate.
Yeah, very unfortunate. And a crush at that. Nice back throw into the corner. But he gets to jump out, tries to do something, gets hit. Karayutu. Nice booms.
Yeah, and again, he's got to be careful. And people forget as well sometimes that Shoryuken's a 2-bar trigger. So, like, early on in these sets or these games, that Luigi has to stop throwing booms for a while. I think he's dead again.
Yes,
he's dead again. Yeah, he's dead. He's done. He's done.
Yeah, this is definitely.
Oh, my God.
This is Ken's. See, with that 2-bar V-trigger, that with punishes, it stops the fireball and it stops the jump. So you don't need to focus on one. You don't need to have this like one focus. It doesn't eat your focus. You just look for anything and then you press. So I think that's a strong tool and great usage from Chris T. Whatever he sees, he can react to it. Very.
Here's the thing. You mentioned that it was Ken CA. It's not even the fact that it's Ken CA. You have to remember, Gal has 975
Oh, yeah, that's
HP. And when your health's around 50%, the scaling on combos is actually not that bad. And he's doing a V-trigger from raw activation, so there's no activation scaling. So he's getting all the damage, Christy, into the super, by the way.
Point. Yeah.
So there's a lot of
that
variables
DP.
going into that situation.
Yeah. Nice crush. Still ready to just let those DPs fly. Do you think he's delaying them, or is he just doing it nice?
Well, it doesn't say reversal. So.
Yeah, so he's definitely just delaying for throw, I guess. Like always timing, maybe. Interesting. I'd have to ask him about that later. I hope I don't forget. I'm just gonna write that down, Jammerz.
I mean, go for it. What's interesting, I really need to see how Luigi's going to come back from this, and he baited it. Lovely stuff. He's going to get some good damage here, but Christy still has Shinryuken available, locked and loaded. One mistimed boom. Forget what I said.
Finally. Yeah, but finally Luigi is on, kind of like, he's not deterred, he continues going forward, and Christy tries to take and dies for it. So, I like it when people don't get deterred. Yeah, you eat the DP, but you can't just let him off forever, so just keep going. At some point, he's going to be respectful.
This is it. I'm just trying to think, like, in my head, I'm trying to hypothesize a situation where Luigi can stay consistent and win the round, because the comeback factor has been super helpful with the Shinryuken, the V-Trigger 2, or when Chris has locked Luigi down in the corner.
Definitely ready to enter it. He's nice back throw into the corner. It's such a good throw. He got all the screen to work on now, but he whips in his face!
Way. Oh, no. Are you dead again? No, I think he's dead.
So. Yeah, he's dead.
Oh my god. Obviously, it fast forwarded again, but
this is Ken. This is the new Ken, Jammerz. Heavy DP through fireballs, V2D2 through fireballs, the damage, the death, the saving of the bar, great stuff.
No, but the thing is here, it's a very similar philosophy to what Daigo was doing with Guile quite a while ago. He said, look, I don't need to spend meter in this matchup, so I'm just going to save it for Super. Yeah. And then it's like, look, okay, Christy's adopting that same strategy. I don't need to use EXP here outside of EXDD, so I'll save for the Super.
See real good mileage from Luigi when it comes to those back. That's back feud, right?
Oh, and he caught the
nice.
Sonic blade again.
Just the back throw. I mean, he's very close to finishing it up. I mean, both of them are. Luigi just needs that one crush. Crush and then super.
Alright, Crush is being there. He goes. He's got to do Bazooka knee. Yeah, there he goes. Sonic Tempest. I don't think Ken's dead though.
No, he's not. Slightly out, quite a lot actually. But I mean, now Ken is looking really good. Cancels. No, he didn't cancel it. Use this bar. Ooh,
oh no, he's dead.
No way.
I think he's done.
No way, Christy, you
man. He shifted. Why?
It doesn't work. What Luigi said, it doesn't work. Oh, he did a standing fierce, the -3 on block to the heavy DP trap, and then cancel V-trigger for the round. That was brilliant. That was such a Ken thing to do.
You know what?
Christy.
That might be the game. I think that might be the game. I think that might be the game. I hate to say it, but that was interesting because Ken's actually got a pretty good chase down for V shifts when they riff on the throw. He can just do his stand BD kick, stand hard kick, target combo. Yeah. I don't know personally. I'd like to see Luigi chain V trigger, but that's me though. I'm not a Guile player.
And reversal maybe. Ooh, again. These buffs are really working out for Christy right now. Not seeing that inconsistency. Great spacing on the step, just building the V-bar.
Someone asked, is this training stage new? Yes, it came in when Champion Edition, Season 5 came out. It's the grid alternative, so it's just a night mode. How you have your night mode on Twitter and your social media stuff is basically just a night mode of the training stage. And it's got some new music as well.
Yeah, but be like me, play on the light stage, be happy. Oh yes!
Okay, again, Chris Tatarian is 4 games up against Luigi right now. This is not looking too good. Chris has shown us time and time again why Ken is properly equipped with some tools to give Guile a hard time now.
Yeah, oh, and he's so afraid to deep. He doesn't want to lose this round like that. Nice jump out.
Oh my god, he's done it there! He's not dead yet!
He just knows, and he just knows.
He let it rip, he let it rip.
The frustration, yeah, he could feel the frustration through the ground in the training stage. It moved through the fibers, and he baited and was ready. I do feel like Christy is really taking advantage of that. Luigi is trying to get back, he's trying to come back on Christy, and he knows that he won't back off that much. He can DP, get out for free.
Yeah, he's definitely not
definitely
doing.
stuff we looked at.
He's not doing his reversals at orthodox timings. They're definitely at awkward timings that Luigi is not comfortable with dealing with, and at that point, you're just not going to be looking for the EX Shoryuken at all.
Yeah.
The success rate has been pretty big for Chris T. Fast forward in
And
again.
I do think Luigi, oh, nice whiff punish on the whiff. Nice, actually. Looking for a neutral gem shimmy there. Is Chris T. I think when Luigi is doing his walk-up stand light punch to back heavy punch traps, he's always doing walk-up once or twice. I think he needs to do braver walks to stop this. And as I say that,
Oh, he's going to go for it now. He done it too
Oh, he
early.
whips
He
it.
done it
No.
too early.
Way too
Yeah,
early.
he done it way too early.
is this the turning point? Is this where Luigi comes back?
I'm not sure if that's a very consistent thing to do, but that was definitely too early. I haven't seen this combo in a little while, you know.
No, he's gonna show us.
Oh,
this is what's up.
Hold on, he showed me a new
He's showing
variant.
you.
What was that? Oh, okay.
Oh, they won with the throw jammers.
Well, he showed me, Luigi showed me a new variant of that combo. I didn't even know. He's dead anyway.
That V-Trigger is putting in the work, HG Jammers. I mean, it is Chris T doing the work, but he's really showing us the strength of that V-Trigger. When people say, oh, you have to go ham in the V-Trigger 1 Ken, this is a beautiful display of solid Ken with just a tiny bit of spice.
A tiny bit
Tiny
of
bit.
spice?
Yes.
You
I
look,
only saw
you
one
look so
stamp
pumped
pierce to
today.
V-Trigger.
What's up with you?
Huh? Pumped?
You look pumped.
You know, it's summer, it's Capcom Fighters, it's Street Fighter. How can you not be pumped? How can you not be pumped? I mean, it's Ken. There's flames and sonic booms. Let's go.
So why
See,
don't
there
you play
have it,
Ken
two
then?
jabs. Wait, see, 2 jabs, back fierce. He needs to go braver, kind of like Chris T is very comfortable blocking there because it's always 2 jabs back fierce. We need to see kind of some development on that situation there to have kind of to make him more. There you have it again. Yeah.
The moment he thought he had Chris T block him for a little bit, he let fly another EX Shoryuken, and it's going to give him the round. This is looking good for Chris T. Didn't spend the bar. I probably wouldn't have killed anyway. Gets that grab. We're edging closer and closer to a 6-0. I think this hasn't happened on the show at all.
Oh, a beautiful usage of the step kick, because that was probably a very well spaced one, and it also beat the start of that fireball. I think Luigi is just like a couple adjustments from coming more back. I think that there are close rounds, but it's just getting hit at those clutch moments, Jammers. But we'll see how it evolves. We still got at least 5 games to go, so a lot of goodness.
I just think it's the mind games that Chris T is illustrating to, obviously, Luigi, his opponent, and everyone else that is watching right now. He's literally in Luigi's head right now. Gets a crush counter from the back hard punch. Unsuccessful with that upside down kick.
Yeah, still not backing off, which is good. I like that.
He got hit again.
Oh.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't get the light Tatsu from that conversion. It's got to be the full version of the Shinryuken there. Pressure being applied.
And this is so good against 4-frame characters because it is +1, I believe, and they can't really challenge. Against 3-frame characters, Ken has a bigger issue of setting off kind of his pressure there.
Right, he'd reduced the durability of that Sonic Cross and he lets fly.
Wow.
I think that was a light DP. Yeah, I think that was a light DP.
Chris T. He is in his head on the defense and the offensive areas right now, Jammers. That is the biggest thing to look for a change, I think. What would you tell Luigi to come back into the set, Jammers?
I would like to see a difference in V-Trigger. That's me personally.
No, I like that.
I can't tell him to go, yo, bait a little bit more because even that hasn't been working out. I can't tell him to be too aggressive either because you might be jumping in or dashing into an impending dig. There you go.
Oh, Chris T is already
there you
okay
go.
on that. Yeah.
Into an impending dig.
Oh, nice, yes. Pending doom. Oh, and he's so good at the timing. He just has his timing down. Luigi, a very strong guile player, so this is no ordinary player to just get the timing down on. Look at the walk-up throws. He's really in there right now.
I think he just knows Luigi really well.
Yeah.
Like as a player.
Yeah, but I still believe that we can have some adjustment from Luigi because he's a very strong player with great placements, good anti-air. That he's stopping it.
Right, just backs off and avoids that Sonic Boom and then gets a crush counter again. It's Luigi hasn't done tremendous amount of damage, not like Chris T has with the V-Trigger and the CA, and he's about to get it again. I think he doesn't even have to spend it. There you go, he spent the one bar, confirms. See, the thing is, this V-Trigger is not something you use in every one of Ken's matchup. This is a very matchup-specific V-Trigger.
Yeah.
This is probably the best matchup, excluding Fang, maybe? This is the best matchup you're going to see this V-Trigger to.
He's so ready for the timing on the fireball. It's like really in there.
Back throw. He tries to go for that back fist. He goes for the guile.
Nice
High kick out of nowhere. Okay.
When the extra combo. Nice, ready.
There's a
Finally, we get a good
stun.
sequence.
Is he going to spend?
Start.
He might save it. He's going to... No, he's spent
I
it.
think
Sonic
he should,
Hurricane's gone. There you go. Not dead yet.
Yeah, still one more hit. Don't throw the boom. Nice! Finally takes some kind of like going out of the unorthodox, showing him that I don't need to respect you all the time. Let's go. Something different.
Yeah, he's, at this point, he's going to need that consolation point to then regain and rebuild his momentum in this set, because 6-0 is looking very tragic. And we're going to be going to 7-0 if he keeps this up.
Yeah. I feel like those timings are so unfortunate to Luigi. Nice patience on defense. He does not want to take the big... And Christy realizes immediately that he does not want to take another big hit. Just
There we go, successful
and
bait, and he gets the optimal positional advantage, goes for the combo, but now he's got to watch out because Chris only spent that one bar. He's going to get V-Trigger 2 in this round if he's not careful.
Yeah. Oh, impressed, but he can establish because he does... Oh, now he has the V-Trigger, so he has to be scared. Careful.
Please be careful. Goes for a knockdown.
Is he going to DP?
No, he's not.
Oh,
he wouldn't. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it.
Oh, he tried again, but Christy remembered was ready, but shouldn't have.
He's looking for the confirm. He's going to throw you in a minute. If you're not going to give him the chance to confirm, he's going to throw you. What's going to happen? He wakes up super, and he gets hit. Oh, no.
Wow. Jammerz, the calls.
Oh, man. He's like...
The calls.
I'm telling you. He's done...
He's killing his spirit.
He's done everything. He's done Wake Up DP.
Yeah.
He's done Wake Up Light DP. He's done Wake Up Super. He's done
-3
everything.
to heavy DP.
He's done everything. I think he's done everything.
EX DPs. He's killing his spirit. Every time Luigi has a very good round, he just does him like that.
That's what's happening to Luigi inside.
But Luigi, don't stop climbing. This is such a great training experience for Luigi because you can still come back. You just have to play slightly even more.
Slightly? No, substantially.
No.
You used the wrong word. You're going to have to play substantially different.
I think we just need to see him slow down more, go more to buttons when Christy has those bars. Oh, nice tech.
If it
Great
works,
crush.
remind me to hire you as a coach.
Yeah, but he kind of needs to hear it first. Nice DP, waiting, not doing it wrong.
Now I activate safely from the sweep.
But Christy knows he's eager to throw them, just waits a little bit before he does go in with the EX.
Oh, he got him to tech. Oh, no. This is looking brutal. This is dire.
Right now it is.
Oh, no.
Definitely looking brutal right now, Jammerz. But it's never over. Never say die, as we say in Britain. Let's go.
Look, honestly, if a miracle happens, and a miracle happens in anyone's life, I don't care what age you are, this would be one of the biggest miracles I've ever seen in Street Fighter history.
Oh, nice neutral jump on that step kick. I did not know that interaction would work. And that is a good thing when they are predicting you to V-shift. When you backdash instead, you get kind of away for free. Abuse that they're looking for the V-shift. Oh, the late throw gets hit by the neutral jump shimmy.
Come on, Chris is coming out with all the tech right now.
He's so respectful on defense. Instead of trying to take, he's just delaying. No, instead of pressing, he's delaying. Oh, he drops the combo jump.
Nah, he was too far. Yeah, he was too far to get a crouching medium punch link, even from the Sonic Boom activation. It must have been too far, like right at the tip.
Yeah.
So.
But I think, Luigi, you can take your space with buttons. You can do it. Yes, here we go. Take your space.
Well, as he said that, he might lose now because if he does Tatsu into EXDP, he's finished. No,
No, not yet. DP? Oh, nice backdash. Thinking, yeah, he was looking for that V-shift, so he gets out for free, but run back medium kick, Jammerz. The classic. The Junior Leo finisher.
This is not looking good. It is 8-0.
Nil. I like that word. Instead of 0.
This is looking like Germany versus Brazil in the World Cup. Okay, he's gone to. Hold on, let me get back. Yeah, no, let me do that. I don't think it's let me do that. All right, they're just going to ready up and change something. Luigi is going to change a tactic. We're going to find out what it is. Like I said, I suggested a V-trigger swap. Maybe he might swap B skills. I don't know. The fact that Guile is built around 2 specials, one of them has predominantly been his thing since 1991. A projectile, Ken has got the answers. So no matter what you do, it's going to be looking a bit dire from this situation. We're going to see what happens. Who set this match up? Not me. I can tell you that much. It wasn't me. I wanted to see this one because I was interested about the Ken changes. Obviously, it's a mid-season patch. No one expected it.
This is a great match to see because it's revered as a really bad match for Ken, but right now he's running away with it. So I think V-Trigger 2, as you said, is the way to go, though I don't really watch the match a lot because you get to at least V-reversal, V-shift situations after blocking something. I think that would be great.
I honestly, I'm speechless right now. I've literally got to see what Luigi has to do from like such a deficit. It's a huge. Look, I know it's not over. Right, he's done nothing.
Nice.
Yeah, he's done nothing. He's stuck with
taking a breather.
He's stuck with the same V system layout. V Steel 1 and V Trigger 1. Nothing's changed on Chris T side because nothing needs to change. We just needed that breather.
I do think a bit less booms and a bit more waiting is the trick for Luigi, but I'm no Guile main, so I can't tell you for sure, Jammerz.
I'm seeing some people say buff Guile. You're only seeing the one matchup where there's a V-trigger that is based around countering projectiles. It's like, I don't think that amounts to Guile being abysmal in this game, you know.
No. And I mean, Guile does have the buttons, but how is he going to get back from this?
Yeah, but you say Guile has the buttons, and it's like he has to like significantly slow down his gameplay. He's not getting as much damage as Chris T has been getting.
Yeah.
So
I think slowing it down can help. Oh, nice. Countless. Nice. Come on. Like this. But now you can't really throw it.
Yeah, but he's got no resources now, so what does he do? Like, you tell him to work with buttons, what does he do? He gets thrown, and he loses the round. That's what happens.
Jammerz,
what?
You have to be more positive.
Look, listen, there's a difference between pessimistic and pragmatic. I'm being pragmatic and looking at this situation, right? You need to understand, not just you, about this game, when your opponent is getting substantially more damage than you are in similar situations, you're like, well, what am I supposed to do? And he's got the biggest counter, which is V-Trigger 2 in this match.
Yeah. That is very true, Jammerz. I do think maybe.
See, you have to let the flash kick rip.
Yeah.
And another one.
And another one. Another number one. He definitely option selected that to catch a V-shift. That's something to put in your book for later, and maybe neutral jump and punish.
Let's see what he does here. No V-trigger on Chris T's side. He's got one bar, though, and that heavy Shoryuken has been paying dividends, despite him saying it's been a bit inconsistent. Gets the cross up.
What if he was ready to DP? What if he could? It could have been the round again. I'm just too. This is too much for me. I need my medication.
Shoulda,
which is
woulda,
another puffy.
Yo, his Guile high kick got beaten by the jumping hard kick. That must have been way too late when he did that. That must have been way too late. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
HTP stun's coming. Yeah, he's not going to do anything.
Coming.
Oh, he's stunned! Oh no, that's going to be... Has he got the meter? Is he going to build the meter in time? No, he's not dead. A back throw will do the trick though. What's it going to be? He tried to activate.
The walk-ups. Is this even going to matter right now? Back medium kick, the class. It's 9-0. I should start looking through tweets. 9-0.
Well, he's only got one more game to turn this around. Well, not one more game, but if he wants to turn this entire set on its head, he's got to do it now. He's got no choice. Does he have it in him? I think he does mentally as a player, but the V-trigger. It's the V-trigger. I think that's what it is.
I think also it's the lack of checking. You can't check some of these things that haven't been checked, and maybe sitting down and checking more while also playing slower. There, and I like that. Hand-to-hand pressure more instead of going all in -2. Do more +1, +2, and continuing pressure like that. Let's go. Oh, big game.
Oh, he's going to get stunned. He's going to get stunned. Not quite, but this is a very perilous situation, and he went for a brazen tech. Stuns him anyway. He's got 2 bars and a V-trigger. I don't know if this is going to kill. What's he going to do? No, okay, he's going to save it.
He saves the V-trigger.
Flash kick.
Nice.
This one, he has to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he gets the jump. He's too far. No, he's too far.
Conversion, and he respects him. Will he respect him again, though, Jammerz?
I don't know. Wow, that was you did that on the 9th game? Oh, no.
No!
Luigi, please. You did not just do that when you had V-trigger.
You need to. You had your range for buttons right there, but you forgot, and you got hit, and you're 1 round away. You can make this comeback. This is a great learning experience for him regardless, Jammerz. Let's go.
Delayed throw, and he gets the anti crouching fist. I don't know, he's playing with fire. Chris could do whatever the hell he wants in this round.
He definitely
Let
can.
me tell you that now.
I like it. Less fireballs. Oh, again?
no, he takes
just-
a throw
he just knows.
again.
Yeah.
Pressure's being applied, gets a button with the crouching medium kick. He's trying to push Chris T away, but that V-trigger's there, so he can't use a Sonic Boom anymore. He might be waiting to build that CA.
Buttons, nice punish on the throw.
He can't do anything. He's got to do a button into the projectile or something.
Yeah.
He's got to get out of there.
Yeah, make sure you don't get hit now. Okay, let's go.
He's not getting another trigger back this round. And he has a stand light kick. Chris has still got that V-trigger on deck, and that was a very dangerous whiff throw, but it's not looking good. Back throw again. Is he going to dash up and do a DP or something? He's going to be disrespectful to Luigi in some way.
Yeah, and Luigi has the space right now, but he chooses to go in, and right now he's close.
Oh my god, he did that! Luigi, you're playing with my heart! Wait, Luigi, don't do it!
He doesn't get chipped anymore.
Luigi, don't do it! Please don't, you're scaring me. Ah, he got hit by the overhead once again. It was successful in the earlier games, but that is how he closes out the set.
Classic.
Ladies and
Classic.
gentlemen, I think a new record has happened on this set.
The
So
classic.
Chris T takes it over Luigi 10-0 in a matchup that used to be notoriously in Gao's favor. Boy, have the tides of turns. V-trigger, heavy Shoryuken buff, a lot of stuff planned out. And again, experience behind the wheel as well. Shouts to Chris T as a player. He's been playing for quite some time. I don't think since we changed this from a 1st to 7 to 1st to 10. Look at the look on Veggey's face. Can everyone see it? Look at the look on Veggey's face. Don't look at me. Look at him.
No. I'm just checking.
I want someone to screen cap Veggey's face and send it to me.
No, I actually had to look through the winner of the contest, you know, Jammerz. So that's what I'm checking right now. As you are explaining to these men how that set was so detrimental. What happened? There you are. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
For me,
so I'm
it
just
was just the V-trigger
making
2.
sure this is, yeah.
For me, it was just the V-trigger 2. It was.
And sometimes the heavy DP allowing him to save his bar, staying close. And he had such good timing on the jumps, I think. Luigi's fireball patterns were really in Chris T's head, I feel.
Yeah, the fireball patterns, I think, like in situations Chris wouldn't normally challenge, he did, and obviously he threw out the, unorthodox DPs to throw him off his game. I think very early on by, game 2 or game 3, I think Chris literally mentally asserted, he literally stayed inside Luigi's head rent-free. He said, I'm here, I'm staying here, and you're not going to kick me out. That's it.
Yeah, it was a sensei versus a student kind of thing. I felt. I don't know if they trade together, but it felt like that. Like
it was indeed. But we're going to find out more about these thoughts from both the players regarding that set after we take another short break. So guys, please stick around for the post-chat interview. But we got to take this esports break. So don't go nowhere. We'll be back with you after this break.
Don't go. It's gonna be hype.
You shouldn't only admire my work, but also concentrate a little more on your lessons, Mana. You must be careful. Soul satellite! What's the meaning of fate? You shall know. his nature. Fedora Faust! You should try to learn to use your power a little better.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The first of 10 has just concluded between Chris T and Luigi. Obviously, Chris G hailing as the winner there. Very dominating fashion. Emphatic performance then showcasing why Ken's buffs are definitely ones to look out for, because he's definitely a viable contender this season. And as I said, before we talk to these guys about that set overall, it's that V-Trigger you saw there at V-Trigger 2 is a very, I think it's a very matchup-specific V-Trigger. It's not something you'll see Ken use universally, and that Guile is probably the best matchup he'll use it in. But let's hear more from the thoughts of the players, Chris T and Luigi. So can you boys hear me loud and clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, there we go. So obviously, Chris T, we've got to start with you. Congratulations. I actually think you set a record on the show.
Congrats. Big G's.
I think you set a record with the 10-0. Obviously, please do not let this scoreline reflect the actual ability of both these players, because they are still extremely strong players in their own right. But Chris, we mentioned, myself and Veggey mentioned on commentary, he said probably by game 2 or late game 3, you probably got into Luigi's head and stayed there rent-free. Can we say that was a solid conclusion, or did you get into his head earlier?
Yeah, I think that around that time, around match 2, match 3, I started getting in Luigi's head in terms of making the right reads, because I was more so thinking about how to play against Luigi than the matchup as well, and some of the patterns that Luigi and I play quite often actually, and it's always down the wire. And I always said that I think Luigi is like top 5 in the West Coast right now. He's an amazing player, and I just think that after the second and third match, I was just getting really good reads on his fireball pattern, And when you eat a couple of jump-ins like that from Ken, it just gives me a lot of momentum and takes momentum away from him. And then he starts questioning like, well, what am I doing wrong with the booms? I got him with a couple of DPs as well, heavy DPs. Now, I couldn't focus all of my energy on those heavy DPs, but I think that the fireball timing was something that I was mainly focused about, and also trying to position myself in a way where I don't eat a lot of back fierces and low medium kicks and roundhouses, because Luigi's really good at hitting me with those. And I did get crush countered quite often with back fierce, but you know, it's going to happen when you try to walk in on Guile. But I think it was just mainly the reads that got me the W for this one.
Okay, interesting. Would you say that in the Ken Guile matchup now, is V-Trigger 2 the turning point? Is that the game changer for the matchup, or is there other subtle nuances that we're not seeing? Because you did use Heavy Shoryuken a fair bit against Guile's V-Skill 1, against some of the booms.
Yeah.
I know you made a point saying that it's inconsistent at times, but you made it hit every single time.
It never happened, though. It never happened. I swear, it has to be a CPT event for that DP to hit once and then fly. It has to be like grand finals of Capcom Cup or something. But you know, it didn't happen in the set. But I think that V-Trigger 2 is actually good against Guile because it makes him think twice about boom. And if I could get Guile to at least think twice about boom, because it's going to do a lot of damage if I hit him, then it makes my time a little bit easier, less stress on my shoulders. It's about how much stress should I put on my shoulders when playing against Guile, and the most, you know, I just got to take advantage of every opportunity. But V-Trigger 1 is actually very good against Guile as well, but I do think that V-Trigger 2 is the better option against Guile.
Okay, interesting stuff there, because I learned a lot, because I was very curious about that V-Trigger 2 the moment they allowed him to get an even better combo from the light Tatsu to heavy DP, and then obviously change the
that was
super,
huge.
and you get like 500 damage. That's insane. But Luigi, I gotta ask you, what, because you had good moments there, but ultimately it's anytime you did something, like Chris just countered it immediately. Fighting fire with fire, anything I can do, or anything you can do, I can do better. Do you feel that matchup is going to be looking like that long-term for Guile now? I mean, what do you think you could have done better? I know you could have been a lot of things, but is there anything specific you felt you could have done better in that set?
I think I could have thrown close fireballs on V-Trigger, or just don't throw fireballs in general. I need to get the health lead when he has V-Trigger.
Okay.
That'll make it a lot easier. And overall, I don't really think it's the matchup. I think it's just that Christie just was in my head. He got a lot of momentum. His reads really counted, so like, and then I ended up cracking. So yeah, I feel like it's more just the player, the player matchup how it went, not really the characters. The V-Trigger 2, I need to figure out how to beat though. I have problems with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that might have been like one of the few times since obviously the recent changes Ken got that you've probably faced against that V-Trigger, right? Because I don't know how often you fight against a Ken V-Trigger 2. So
I played against it a lot actually.
Oh, okay.
Me and Christy play a lot, but I just built a new strategy, but it managed to get me killed instead. It was funny.
Well, look, sometimes you got to use these strategies in actual like exhibitions, in actual tournaments. Otherwise, you won't know if they're gonna. Exactly. Yeah, you don't know if they're gonna work. So, Veggey, you wanted to ask something real quick?
Let me chime in. Sorry for interrupting you guys. That was definitely not on purpose. But I'm not that great at chiming in, so I'm learning, and now I'm chiming in. And the question is, Luigi, do you feel like after you got like read a few times, I feel like you kept going in the same patterns all the time? Do you think that it might be the stage you're playing on that makes you so stressed that you kind of forget what happened, or could that be something to do with it, or was it just like totally just Christie getting in your head? Could it also be the stage you're playing on right now that kind of like helped or made it harder for you to see your own patterns, perhaps? Because I do feel there was a lot of like jumps on in the same scenarios, maybe. I don't know how you feel about that.
It's like a mixture of two things. Like, it's not actually the stage. It's that Christie got me in my head. He's in my head, right? He was in my head, and also I had to change my sleep schedule. I normally don't wake up this early. I had to change it really hard.
Yeah. So. Okay. Well, I mean, the last thing you want to do is fight a Ken player in the morning.
Do you ever want to play against him?
Look, I'm just gonna put it out there.
I don't want to hear it coming from a birdie player, and you know, I don't want to hear that coming from a birdie player.
Yeah, he doesn't want to hear it from a birdie player. Good. Yeah, look, I'm just saying, the last thing I want to do is fight Ken play in the morning. I don't know.
I love you, Christy. You're awesome.
Always, bro. Always.
But I mean, like I was saying this during commentary as well. It's this matchup was actually a perfect example of this. It's a case where there's characters that you go up against, like say Ken, for example, where their opportunities come from like big risks, right? The jump-ins, you know, capitalizing or punishing a projectile, which is not necessarily a big risk, but it's a good turning point, and you get a substantial amount of damage. But then going up as the guy, it's like, wait, where am I getting that damage from? I can't necessarily jump in as on a player like Christy, who's got good anti-airs. I can't combat him on the ground with certain things because my V-trigger can't counter certain things like that. So I don't know where Guile's huge like damage output comes from now. I mean, Luigi, maybe you can enlighten me on that. Where is Guile getting his huge damage from? Is it from just jump-ins, or is it just death by 1,000 cuts now? Throw booms, couple of normals, wait, then anti-air, and then go about your business. What is it?
You just get multiple hits, but you know, I mean, getting those multiple hits is very easy. So, and getting a big hit with Ken is really hard. So it's no problem, but Guile doesn't get big damage, that's for sure. Unless he gets like a mix-up.
Well, yeah, true. I mean, you did try it a couple of times, the dash upside down kick and, you know, getting that Oki situation. But then this is where Chris T was really good, where it's, you know, he flung out all the EX Shoryukens. I think you flung out more than I like was giving you the number I had. Like, he's probably not going to do it here, and he did. I think Veggey spotted it at one point where you did stand fierce on block, then you did heavy DP. Was that right, Veggey? Did that?
I did EX.
Oh, you did EX. I was like, what?
Yeah, but also the one that when you kind of lost, you did stand fierce, heavy DP, V trigger 2. You remember that one? That was wild.
I don't know. I'm telling you, I think having like a lot of games under
your belt,
the first 10, it allows the player to feel more comfortable with freestyling and to take some certain risks that could cost you the match, but you do have a lot of games to give. So I kind of felt a little bit more freedom to do to freestyle a little bit more, to throw out a couple more EXDPs than usual. So for the most part, I tried to place them as best as I could in very tight situations, but you know, there was a couple that Luigi did block, and I think I was just, you know, trying to freestyle here and there, because if I stick too much to the strategy, if I show him way too much, then it becomes easier for him to adapt, and I wanted to have that mix up in there as well.
Interesting. Luigi, would you...
Yeah, that's a good way to close it out.
Luigi, would you consider using V-Trigger 2 in that matchup, or is it not going to be a huge deal? Because I was mentioned to Vegas that maybe a V-Trigger swap might do the trick, because the V-Trigger one wasn't necessarily helping you. It allowed you to get in, but I felt it kind of moved you closer to danger the way Chris T was playing and being comfortable in that matchup. So is V-Trigger 2 a good pick against Ken, or like is V-Trigger 1 more than capable of doing the job?
I think V-Trigger 1 is still better. V-Trigger 2 doesn't really help. I mean, it's just... You get some reversals, I guess, but V-Trigger 1 is just so strong. It's just like Chris T got all the right reads.
V-Trigger 1 definitely gives Ken the way more trouble than V-Trigger 2. I'm not even afraid of
it forces him to guess. It forces him to guess.
Okay, no, fair play. It's good to hear the opinion of both of you, because look, I'm just a guy, hater and spectator. I'm a Ken spectator and hater. It's like, so I need to hear from the players themselves. Well, I don't like both characters. I know I play a character that does fairly well against the pair of them, but I still don't like them. That's just me, though. But, Veggey, you got any other questions before I lay on the legit question, the universal question for them?
Oh, the universal? No, but I saw in a situation, Christy, where you did a non-reversal medium DP on defense. Do you sometimes OS DP against throws, like delay DP to only catch throws, or was that just random?
That was a light DP that I was throwing out a couple of times, and that's because you could try to light DP through Guile's frame traps, depending on which frame traps that he does. Usually, you know, Luigi does keep the frame traps tight and block strings, but I think if you do have a DP, sometimes you do have to throw it out. Like, you know, even if it is a bit random, you do have to do that, because if you don't have some sort of random aspect to your play, then you become too predictable. I mean, and this isn't like 50% random. Like, you got to have like maybe 2 to 3% random in your gameplay. You want to be as solid as possible, but you also want to be able to have a little bit of unorthodox to your gameplay in order to confuse your opponent and to make him think twice all the time.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, I've said this before to guests on the show and like on my stream and just in general on commentary. It's like, look, everybody has a little bit of random in them. When you choose to bring it out is entirely up to you. If you want to do it as a 90% frequency, that's how you live your life. If you want to do it as a 2 or 3% frequency, that's on you. But everyone has a little bit of random in them. You just have to pick and choose.
Yeah, especially for a harder matchups, and that goes for any character that's dealing with a harder matchup. You have to have a little bit more unorthodox and randomness to your play, because if you stick to the paper, then the paper is what's going to happen. You're going to lose the matchup the way that it says on paper. So you've got to be able to throw out that human factor in there.
Fair play.
But can we call that human factor oomph?
Wait, you
have it to have oomph.
You want to give it a word?
Yeah, you gotta have that.
Yeah. For instance, when someone asks you, you have to have that, man. When people ask you, they ask you like, what do I need in my game plan? You have to tell them you need more oomph.
Well, you need more oomph, mate. You don't
exactly.
Yeah.
Oomph. You need more oomph.
Why am I in the same call with these two? It's like, what? That's I sort of understand these two people, but I know they're having a whale of a time. Now, obviously, I've got to move on to another topic that we have, because I think all three of you are participating, at least one of them. The Intel World Open. Obviously, I want to hear Chris T's opinions on it first, because we were talking about this a little bit earlier, but I want Chris T to stay a little bit more. So, how do you find how the Intel World Open qualifiers have been going for you?
Well, I think first of all that as Street Fighter players, we're all grateful that we're getting opportunities like the CPT and Intel and just anybody, especially Red Bull, anybody that is providing a platform for us to come play and potentially win money. We're all grateful for that, because we've come a long way in the FGC compared to what it was before, when you're playing for nickels and dimes,
Hell yeah.
So I'm grateful for the opportunity. However, I do think that it could be done with a little bit more optimizing. Like you can optimize it more for the players. So from my experience, I didn't like that the top 8 was only a 2 out of 3. When usually we play top 8s are 3 out of 5, and then also you have the fact that it's online as well, and they did not allow us to choose training stage, which is like the least laggiest stage online, which added more pressure on us as well to play the game in those conditions. I don't know if you guys had seen it, but I had posted a video on Twitter last week where, I'm hoping everybody sees it, but it was where I was playing against JB, and it was losers finals round 1. I mean, the last round in losers finals, and I hit him with roundhouse, or at least I thought I hit him with roundhouse, and a rollback situation happened, and I confirmed it into VT2, and I lost because of it. And when you add the condition that CFN is in right now on top of the rules for Intel, and it just mixed together to give me personally a not so enjoyable experience. But it is what it is, and I just wish that the player is prioritized a bit more. I understand that sponsors are important, and we're grateful for that, but I do think that players are also extremely important, and that we should have the best possible setting where we could compete and show off our skills and show off your game in the best possible light. That's what I think that the players should be accommodated very, very well, because without us, you don't have the event,
Well, I mean, look, none of us would be where we are today if it wasn't for guys like yourself and Luigi. I wouldn't be commentating if there's no players playing the game. Tournaments
especially
like
at such a high level.
Yeah, tournaments that have been happening, online or offline, they wouldn't be happening if players weren't sticking around and playing the game. Luigi, do you share the same thoughts as Chris on this matter, or is there something else that you feel about regarding the Intel World Open that's been happening?
Pretty much the same. They really need to put grid back. Like, I don't know why they want certain stages when we're not even on stream.
Well,
we're just playing.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
It makes no sense. Like, just let us choose the less laggy stage, right?
I mean, let me, now you bring that up, let me ask you that, because the open qualifiers are not being streamed, does that like give you guys a little bit less pressure, because you don't have to wait around, not like the anxiety isn't there, you can kind of just focus on your game? Well, does it not make a difference?
We do actually have to wait, bro. I mean, we do gotta wait, bro. I waited over 2 hours to play my losers final match, and people don't understand. Like, imagine if LeBron is asked to come into the game and shoot one shot and then leave for 2 hours and then come back and then be expected to make that shot or to play perfectly. It's you gotta have moment. Like our hands gotta stay warm. You know, you can't expect.
Yes, that's true.
Especially for how volatile.
I actually don't like that.
Yeah, especially for how volatile fighting games are. Not just Street Fighter, just in general. Like, there's got to be some sort of way where we could approach running a bracket differently, where we're not waiting 2-3 hours to play a match. I mean, it was already like 11 o'clock at night, you know?
Damn,
and by that time you're cold, you got to wait, and you can't really relax. So I think there's got to be something done about wait time for players, because players, again, should be accommodated as best as possible.
Okay. I mean, I haven't entered any of these things, so I know the experience and the perspective from, you know, social media, you know, reviews from you guys and Veggey. And Veggey, you did qualify for one of these. Congratulations on doing that. Only took you 3 tries.
High five! Let's go!
But
I won!
Woo! Yeah, I'm glad you're happy. But how was your experience through the Western Europe qualifications?
Will you believe me? Or will I be biased? That is the question. Since I did win, I
Would
might
you just
make it
open your
look like
mouth
the
and
best
give me an
event
answer?
ever. Okay, now, to be real, I'm very glad that we have these tournament series. But the thing about, I don't understand why for the second tournament that I entered, it took a very long time, and it wasn't even the mod's fault. It was like some player who was just extremely slow. He kept closing his game and then starting it again before inviting a player and closing it down. I think maybe some kind of like chaperone should just make sure that these games are being started, and if they use that much time on one game, you just give them a warning. If you keep it up like this, you can't be in the tournament. You have to like respect the player's time. So that's a very good point. I think that the time could be cut down, which when you're sent to losers in Intel, you are waiting a very long time. If you stay winners, you can keep warm, you can keep momentum. You never, because it's for some reason people are very fast at reporting results in winners because they haven't lost yet, I guess, and then they just leave. So if you stay in winners,
so true.
You keep your momentum, you stay warm, you play good. But the second you drop down to losers, you are suddenly waiting 1.5 hours, 2 hours, and that could be worked on, I think. And as I said, the training stage thing, since it's not streaming, why not have it on training stage? But I think the biggest part is the waiting, which could be worked on, but it's partly also some players. There was some guile player who was just there for fun, and kind of just didn't really care about the integrity of other players' experience when he was kind of like lagging the tournament. And I think that happens in a lot of them. That people are just like, they're chilling. Oh, maybe they're watching a TV show and then, oh shit, I should play now. Sorry, pardon my.
It's all right. Don't worry. We apologize if we offended anyone. It's my slip sometimes.
Yes. So maybe that's the thing. Like to have someone chaperone the.
Okay, I mean like a proper official or something, just to kind of like moderate.
What are you doing? Why are you not playing? Why are you not playing?
Okay, no, it's good to get all three of you guys' opinions because all three of you have entered. Chris, Luigi, I imagine.
And we say this. We say this with being grateful for any event that is being placed for us to just earn money in the first place. You know, we're grateful for it, but it could be just a little bit more optimized.
I do think some people's concerns. The lamentation that does get misunderstood because Phenom did say this a long time ago is we complain because we care. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. We put a lot of care into this.
It's not mindless complaining. The guys are voicing their concerns because they care. At the end of the day, you can put them in the McDonald's car lot. Like they play the game regardless.
There's only there's a certain there's a certain percentage of players worldwide that are even putting so many hours and traveling to these tournaments. Like there's a lot of players that don't even travel to tournaments, you know, and they don't try to compete professionally and try to qualify for a Capcom Cup and things like that. I mean, for us that are putting in so much time and energy and mental, you know, pressure on us, like it's not bad for us to say something that could benefit everybody, not just us. You know, it could benefit everybody that's playing. So I think, you know, our voices need to be heard just a little bit more.
And that's why we bring guys like you onto the show. But I've got to ask this question to my guests each and every time they come on the show. And I want to start with Luigi. Luigi, if you had the chance to change one thing about Street Fighter V, you know, remove a character, add another mechanic, remove a mechanic, change something, anything about Street Fighter V, what would it be? Does anything come to mind?
Better netcode. That one for sure, because I actually don't like. I don't complain about characters. I feel like if you're struggling with a character or whatever, just deal with it. I feel like there's no reason to
Did you say-
complain.
Wait. Did you say the infamous words that are going to upset a lot of people playing this game? Did you just say, as a 19-year-old boy, deal with it?
No. He said,
I honestly feel like that because I feel like, you know, if you hate a character, you just don't. There's only one option. You have no control, so just deal with it. That's the only option you have. And if you want to win so bad, just choose a top tier. Like I choose top tiers all day. I mean,
I love this kid.
I want to win.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Have you faced the Dawson yet?
Yeah, I faced a lot of Dawsons. I thought
I
Jesse,
feel
Tank, all
personally
these
attacked.
Dawsons.
I feel personally attacked.
Do you know? I feel Luigi has
personally
just
attacked.
slapped me,
Personally
Veggey, and so many other people in the face. So if you don't like it, do it.
You know how I deal with Dawson? I picked up G.
Oh.
And guess what?
Dawson?
That does
Yes,
work.
and guess what?
That
does
sounds
work.
like
That does-
downplaying.
No, that does work.
I don't think G does good anymore. So I'm gonna pick up Rashid probably.
What?
There you
But
go.
my point I'm trying to say is that
Of
if people are really complaining, just deal with it.
Well,
Find
I
a way
mean,
to deal with it.
we all paid X amount of money for the game. We all have access to the same character select screen. So I love that Luigi said, "You guys, not me. I'm a commentator." He told you guys at home to deal with it. He didn't tell me to do it. He said you deal with it. But
And he told half of me.
oh yeah, he told half of you. You got to deal with it as well. But I mean,
That's
man,
my take on it.
do you know what? That's interesting. I know like a lot of people have voiced their concerns again about the netcode, but again, if you're fine with how the game is and just deal with what's within the system, I'll take that opinion any day because I do think you have a bright future ahead of you. And sometimes
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna
people
see a
like
lot.
you need to give the rest of us grown men a reality check. And if we have to deal with it, we got to deal with it. But then, Chris, let me pass over to you. What would you change about Street Fighter 5? Anything you want, if anything comes to mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd have to agree with Luigi on this one. The netcode is extremely important since we are in a time right now where online play is crucial. It's important. You're starting to see a lot more tournaments online. And the netcode, I mean, we've been saying this for years and years and years. My worry is more so for Street Fighter 6. Like, we have only a year and a half left for Street Fighter 5. It is what it is, but I really hope that they get that netcode fixed for Street Fighter 6 and allow us to really enjoy playing the game, because, you know, the way that it is right now, it's very hard to enjoy it consistently. I think that the game is in a very good state right now. Okay. This is, I think, the best season of Street Fighter 5 is right now. I think it's the best season, especially because of the addition of V-Shift, which added an extra defensive mechanic. And would you look at that? Everybody seems to agree that Street Fighter 5 right now is in its best season. Yeah. And I wonder why. Because the game is a lot slower now. There's a more stress on neutral now. There's an extra defensive mechanic. You see, when there's more depth into the game becomes more fun. It just opens up. So definitely looking forward to just more mechanics being added, whether it's in this game or next game. And let's let's add one frame links in there too. You know, if they decide one of these days, let's add some one frame links back in the game. You know, let's add some swag, some Kara stuff. You know, I'd like the game to just be more in depth. And yeah, I mean, that's just the only thing. It's just the netcode. We got to get that fixed.
Well, I mean, look, like you said, the game is in its best state, and everyone's having a lot of fun with it outside of obviously the conditions we're playing it in. But it's a case where V-Shift, just elaborating on your point with V-Shift allowed the game to kind of really blossom into showing you what options are actually available. So it's like, oh, because V-Shift is here as a threat, but like theoretically or like the mind game wise, I can actually backdash, I can jump forward, I can do my light DP now and it won't be as crazy. You know, I can backdash and do a sweep activate or something like that because of that V-Shift. Because we needed that one universal defensive mechanic that allowed all of these other choices to happen. Because V-Reversal wasn't quite cutting it for me. And I remember when we had Mena RD on the show, he did say something needs to be tweaked about them. I mean, they were incredibly good in Season 1, but after that, they just got toned down because in Season 1, they did nullify quite a number of characters' toolset because they were super quick. But with the implementation of V-Shift, I feel it's started to blossom into a lot of things, and it allows you to express yourselves in so many different ways. I think we only saw Luigi use it like once or twice. I think he used it once or twice in that set as well. So you really have to pick and choose your moments with V-Shift because it does come with a huge risk, and I'm pretty sure you guys both know that as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, that was interesting to hear. But one more just random question on Street Fighter 5. A lot of people are, because forward dashes, they're part of the meta because we are playing online. How do you guys feel about forward dashes in general? Luigi, we'll start with you.
I feel like, honestly, I would like if they made dashes slower.
Okay.
I don't think people should be dashing around. I don't think it's really fun. But, you know, I feel like certain characters would kind of need it.
Okay.
Like,
Any characters come to mind?
well, like, most of the aggressive characters, I think they would get nerfed too hard if they lost their dash. And then I think Street Fighter 5 would kind of be based on, like, biased to zoners. I wouldn't think that's a good idea. That's why I think they should leave it like that. But certain characters need dashes nerfed. Like, honestly, I don't think Guile should have a dash like he has right now. I think it should be nerfed even more. I just don't think he should be dashing.
Okay. Well, a very strong opinion from
I
a
like
Guile
this
player.
kid.
Well, I
like
Luigi
this
as well.
kid.
I mean, it's a very interesting perspective on things. Chris, how do you feel about forward dashes in the game?
Yeah, I'd agree with Luigi on that one as well. Certain characters in this game, the dash helps them out because they need it. I mean, I could use Ken as an example. Ken definitely, if he had a slower dash, it would obviously affect him negatively. I think that the focus shouldn't be around dashing in neutral. Forward dashes, I feel like weren't that way in Street Fighter 4. I feel like you didn't really see people dashing a lot like that. And I'd like it to where dashes are just nerfed universally, hopefully for the next game, and we play just a more neutral type game rather than trying to steal a turn and just dash in like that. I'm not saying completely just make them irrelevant, because, you know, it has a fun aspect to it, but I do think that, you know, especially in Season 1, like, it was just, everybody was like, man, we can't even react to this thing. I still can't react to Nash's dash, bro. I don't care what anybody says. I can't react to it. I can't react to Sakura. Sakura doesn't need Sakura's dash is humanly impossible to react to because she's already gliding. Her feet aren't even on the ground. So like when she dashes at you, it's like a teleport. So I don't know what they could really do, but I feel like the dashes just universally need to be nerfed for the next game. That's just my opinion.
Fair play. I mean, Veggey, you got anything to add on to Luigi or Chris's statement?
No, I think, as you see, a lot of people have these kinds of, I feel like, these similar ideas when it comes to the dashes, that they understand, like, you can't do much about it now, because it's very integral to a lot of character designs. Yeah, integral. Yeah,
and then also it's not just Street Fighter 4 either. I mean, Street Fighter 2 there was no dashing. Alpha series there was no dashing like that. The only dashing that we really saw was in Street Fighter 3, but Street Fighter 3's neutral is not like Street Fighter 5's neutral.
Well,
so,
yeah, of course.
you know, it kind of worked in Street Fighter 3, and it wasn't really, except for Makoto. But, you know, it not just Street Fighter 4 that I'm talking about. There's definitely plenty of different Street Fighter games that don't stress on you to dash and get in your opponent's face like that.
Okay, fair play. All right. Gentlemen, we are just about out of time. Unless, Veggey, you got any last questions you want to ask the boys?
I would at least like to thank these boys for that great set. I think that was one of, I mean, it was one-sided, but it showed a lot of stuff, and that was very good conversation pre and after, which is just as important as the set. So I think I hope to see you guys here again at some point. I don't know if you want to do the run back at some point, but at least individually, that would be sick to see. We'll see.
I've seen on social media, some people said the run back, some people said Luigi might have to call his brother because he can't have his brother going down like that. I don't know, something's going to happen.
You can see a lot of me and Luigi playing usually on my stream or something. We play quite often, so if anybody wants to see more high-level Ken Guile matches, you could definitely tune into the stream on that one.
What's the stream? Twitch.tv? What do you type in?
Yeah, twitch.tv/Chris_Tatarian.
Cool. Luigi, have you got anything you want to plug, or are we fine as it is?
All I want to say is thanks to Capcom Fighters for great matches, and also wanted to give a shout out to Chris T for setting this up.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I also appreciate that he always runs sets for me, so.
No worries, no worries.
It was really good practice.
Hey, Chris has been a huge help to us regarding this and setting up a lot of things worldwide. So once again, special shout outs to Chris T there. You can see his social media there. But then, Chris, you wanted to say something before we leave you?
Yeah. You could, you know, first of all, I want to thank Capcom for even having me on this. I want to thank you, Jammerz and Veggey, for commentating. And, you know, we've been working together for the past couple of weeks on this. But, you know, shout out to Mark as well and everybody that supports. Appreciate that. Shout out to all of you in the chat for tuning in and watching the games. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all of that's pretty much the same thing, @Chris_Tatarian. And I hope you guys all have a blessed day. I appreciate it again. And again, shout outs to Luigi for being down to do this.
Cool. Thank you
I'd
very
be down
much.
again too. I would love to run back.
I'll keep that in mind because again, I love your honesty and I love your approach and perspective on fighting games or just life in
Deal
general.
with it.
But, well, hey, listen, he's literally just told us all to deal with it. I'm going to actually go to sleep crying now because he told me to deal with it. But, gentlemen, we got to wrap up this part of the show because me and Veggey still have to close out the show. So, guys, when you're ready,
sir.
you can leave the Discord call. Thank you very much once again for participating in Chris winning the set 10-0. But in the near future, I'll message both of you soon, thanking you once again. So make sure you guys take care and stay safe.
All right, you guys. Have a blessed day, everybody. Peace.
All right, so that's going to be it there, concluding the set. And we had a little chat. I wanted to have a little extended chat because I do want to hear more of Luigi's opinions. Again, he's a guy you don't see as often. He's not as big in spotlight as Chris T, and he has some very candid and, like, you know, straight up blunt opinions. And I like that about young players. I like that about young players. They say, look, if you don't like this character, deal with it. Pick someone else, you know. We got access to the same character select screen. You know, he's got very interesting opinions. Like I said, I think he's got a bright future ahead of him if he wants to do this.
But that would force me to deal with my ego. So I would rather just
so deal with it. You could be a
but
commentator.
I don't want to deal with my ego.
No, you could be a
Let me
full-time commentator with
instead.
me.
I want to do both. I want to do both, Jammerz.
You did qualify, so he's the best player commentator now because he qualified for the closed part of the Intel World Open. I didn't enter, so well, it's there. It's there, so it's interesting stuff. I mean, like, look, we spoke about the Intel World Open. I don't know if the stream team in the back got the graphics for the players that have already qualified. No, they might find it a little bit, but guys, do not forget, these two, they've flown out somewhere. They took pictures of their food and they took pictures of their biceps and triceps.
And their workout.
And then they got a custom tailored outfit. They look like the same person. But on Intel Gaming on the 8th of June, they're going to be on the YouTube channel. They're going to be talking about all things Street Fighter. Logan, Sama, and Tyrant on the decks for you guys, talking all that stuff. You thought Logan was out and taking a break? Nah, he's here. And he's going to be talking that good stuff. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, YouTube Intel Gaming, to hear everything that's happened. They're going to be recapping a lot of the stuff that's happened over the past week regarding Street Fighter, so you don't want to miss that one, especially if you want to hear what their opinions are regarding the game. But also don't forget as well is that registration is still open. Well, it's not necessarily still open, but you can, there's still some qualifiers happening around for respective regions. I think Western Europe still got one, USC's probably still got 1 or 2, Japan still got 2. So if you're thinking about signing up and participating, you can do. There is last minute signups as well, so you don't have to be like, you know, signing up as early as possible. It's better you do that, but you can do last minute signups as well because these things are going to be happening for another 8 or 9 days or so, the open qualifiers anyway, before the closed qualifier segment. But I don't know if my team has got the graphics that show the players that have already qualified through the open qualifiers. Hey, there you go. So there it is on your screens right now. We've had Brazil, Mexico, Russia, Oceania, Australia, and the UAE happen already. Those are the players on your screens that was qualified. There's actually been quite a number of pages that happened. So you had Dark, Ronaldinho, who won the CPT, the guy called 8th Grade, Kusanagi, we've had Papoy, we've had Jamie TTM, we've had Reno, we've had Vigo Lagus. I probably pronounced that wrong. I'm so sorry. We've had Rups, we've had Somniac, we've had Angry Bird, we have GTR. Shout out to GTR as well. He had a very good performance on the weekend in the CPT.
Yeah, it was great.
I like that there as well. But yeah, there's definitely tons of stuff around the clock there because I think there was a little bit more, but I don't know if I actually stored them and gave it to the team so they could show us. Oh, no, there it is. There you go. So from Japan, we've got Gachikan, we've got Pugera, we've got Lasunak, I think that's how you pronounce it. Apologies. He's a very good Falk player. We got I'm Schwan, very good Gao player as well. Crimson and Kills You from France. Infectious and the Hurricane doing the work in the UK. We've got Frozen and Picaro from South America. And we've got El Tigre and Sol VNG2 from Mexico as well. Again, some of these names you're pretty familiar with, and others, they're literally hidden talents. I think there's a lot of hidden gems. And as you can see there as well, for the DR, we got Crossover and Mena. We got NL and Emperor from South Korea. I was actually watching that one, keeping up with the match and that. Infiltration went 0-2 in that bracket. We got Southeast Asia, we got Bells and Iron 01. We got Aero Crater and Mirken from Eastern Europe. We got Fassa and Vega Patch. Hey, I didn't actually catch that one, so shouts to Fassa and Vega Patch there for qualifying. And then we got Celestial and Youngho from South America. Youngo's a birdie player, right? Birdie and G?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He's a birdie and G player.
Interesting.
Yeah, birdie and G.
Where do you watch the matches on Intel? There's a place called Capcom Fighters Network. Go and check it out. They weren't streaming any of these matches at all unless you're watching a respective player's run. You would have to follow the bracket and then find the player's CFN. That is just for the open qualifiers there. You're going to find out more information if you tune into the show tomorrow regarding how things might work out from Logan and Tyrant, who are all the way in Poland right now. So there you go. Make sure you check out that, and you can find out more information regarding it. Other than that, I don't know what they're going to be really talking about outside of recapping certain things. I've actually had a very important job to do, so there's not much I've been keeping up with regarding a lot of Street Fighter, because there's actually a ton of stuff to absorb and take in to talk about for you guys on this show as well. But make sure you do tune to that once again. But if you want to see more Street Fighter 5 action during this week while the Intel World Open is happening, do not forget Damascus Wanted is still happening. The Red Bull Kumite London 2021 champion is still reigning supreme. 12-time champion, and his opponent is going to be Nasty Nas. Infamous boxer, sold a game against Fujimura, loves his V-Score 1 overheads. Let's see if he can kick off Mr. Crimson of the reigning champion there. And if you want to see the qualifying match, that's a juicy one. We got Verdoyance, who's been putting in a lot of time with Rose, the latest character into Street Fighter 5, going up against Mystic Smash, the UK's best poison player, heck, Europe's best poison player. That is a diabolical matchup.
Why is there a French
Rose.
flag on Mystic?
I don't know, because I think
Mystic?
I think Damascus didn't want to edit it or something. But that's a diabolical matchup for Rose. I'm pretty sure Mystic will come well prepared. And then the undercard is going to be Ilix going up against Zero. I haven't seen Zero play in a little while, so I'm curious to see how his Akuma is getting along. Going up against Ilix's Guile. So that is definitely going to be interesting stuff there. Now, I think that might be everything we've spoken about. No, I've still got one more thing around the clock. So don't forget as well, your weekly Salt Mine League action. They do sets on a Monday. It didn't happen today. They might be doing something tomorrow. If there's time, I might be able to press some buttons. Who knows? We'll see. But on Friday, they should be doing their King of the Salt Mine, which I think there's a new champion, because Hurricane had to step down because he had to do the Intel World Open qualifier, which he qualified for that as well. And then on Sunday, they'll have their regular ranking event for the EU Open bracket there. So you want to follow everything that is regarding Salt Mine, make sure you check out their socials on the bottom right side of the splash page, YouTube and the twitch.tv/saltmine for the Twitch action, and then on Twitter to follow. I'll find out any updates or further information regarding the event there. But that's got to conclude it there.
Competition!
Wait, you want to interrupt me and do something? What we got, Veggey? Talk to me.
Show them the earbuds.
Well,
show them the. There we go. Let's go. So we had a competition earlier, Jammerz, to win a set of EPOS GTW270 hybrid wireless gaming earbuds. Was that what we call them? Earbuds? Yeah.
Yeah, earbuds.
Anyway.
Does it count if my friend on WhatsApp told me it was going to be a 10-0? Does it count? Does it count if he told me that scoreline at 9-0 on WhatsApp? Does it count?
It counts if you can provide screenshot with the time and date stamp. Can you do that, Jammerz?
You know, you can't count because
you are lying.
He didn't go to the Twitter account.
Yes. And it didn't go to the Twitter account. I mean, I got some DMs from some friends as well saying 10-0, and I said, write it on Twitter, and they said, we don't have a Twitter account. I said, tough luck. Doesn't matter. I think I can call the winner. There was one guy who tweeted just before the set ended, so that doesn't count. So you did, sadly.
These headphones are going in my bag. Oh, okay.
You know him. You know the winner. You know who he is. He is UK bro. Yes. If I am correct, which I think I am, I did recheck many times. I'm so sorry if I do this wrong, but I'm pretty sure that I can read. And I did read Pro Fluke.
Was he the closest?
He called 10-2 Christy.
Damn.
Wait, was Chris? Let me double check. Now you are making me.
Did Pro Fluke get the closest? Damn.
I mean, Pro Fluke is a mind reader, as you know.
I wonder why.
He's a reader. Yeah.
I wonder why.
Christy 10-2 Pro Fluke a bit over an hour ago. There was someone trying to call it just before the set ended, but as the rules stated, you have to call it before the first to 10 started, and that was Pro Fluke with a 10-2 as far as I can see. And I have now double, triple, four, quadruple checked. If there is a 5 dipple, I have done that as well. Congratulations, Pro Fluke!
I don't know. I'm kind of applauding Veggey's attempt to say another word and then obviously congratulate Pro Fluke at the same time. That was pretty funny. So we are going to make sure Pro Fluke, again, double check the details, which he has. We're going to make sure Pro Fluke gets awarded with these lovely earbuds here. So don't worry, you'll be getting a message.
He keeps on winning.
At life.
It's 2021, he keeps on winning.
But, if you get an empty box, don't message me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But all right, that's going to be it because we've announced the winner for the competition there. But again, once again, thank you very much for everyone that stuck around and watched this set there. Shouts to Christy and Luigi once again. Obviously, got a shout out to the Stream Team Visual Platform for providing all streaming solutions. And of course, Veggey for being extra hyped today because we needed the energy.
And Jammerz.
What did I do?
And Jammerz for being awesome and always prepared and stuff like that. I'm pointing at him. I don't know why you don't see my finger at his screen, but
I don't know where Veggey is pointing.
You have to remember to give creeds where creeds are due, and Jammerz is the mastermind.
But look, make sure if you want to see, remember, actually, do you know, before we go, Richard, give me the upcoming set splash pages so that people know where they can see more sets actions, because there we have got a very good lineup going to be happening in the next couple of weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, Monday, we got Nephew going up against Filipino Man, Colleen versus Rose. If it is going to be the matchup, I can't wait to see it and learn something new. But then do not forget, Monday, 14th of June. And then the following week, 2 weeks from today, we're going to be going to the North African region, and we're going to be some of their finest players, some of the African champions, showcasing their skills and showing us why they deserve the biggest spotlight they deserve in any other scene. KX Genocide going up against Ariadune, Seth versus Rashid. They're top tiers. They're like Big Bird and Angry Bird, but these guys, they got something to prove, and I can't wait to hear their thoughts and opinions on Street Fighter 5, as well as them illustrate their gameplay to us. And then, if we go even further down the line, there's a run back. These guys had excellent grand finals. Once I said, like I said earlier on the show today, they had an amazing grand finals. I think the best grand finals of the CPT this season so far. Angry Bird said, you know what? He rang up the visual platform stream team and said, hey, I beat Big Bird, but I want to beat him again. I want to beat him, that big yellow bird, to the ground, steal his eggs, and then steal his dignity, and steal his money from the CPT. Bring us back for first to 10. Monday, the 28th of June. You do not want to miss this one. These guys are friends, but I'm probably going to try and manipulate them to cuss each other before they fight each other, and then get them to shake hands afterwards. We'll see. But we don't want to miss that one. We got great action coming your way. Plenty of Street Fighter action, and it only gets bigger and better from here. But tonight, we got to conclude things here. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at HCJammers, at Veggey, Veggey_ or Veggey SF. I keep saying underscore for some weird reason. But make sure you follow us on the socials. We got to love you and leave you. Make sure you stay safe. Keep playing some Street Fighter. And don't forget, the Intel World Open is happening and CPT is happening. So keep competing, and we'll see you next week.
I'm your favorite Brit, and Dawson is still good.